Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Hip Hop Babies.
Baby. Boom, 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 bow, 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 bow.
Bow.
Yes, Sirski.
Rah. Brr.
We back.
As y'all can see, I got my mask on, even though I'm fully vaccinated. Keep your mask on. Stay safe. You fucking hooligans. Anyways, we back, man. AC, I see you munching down there. I know you got to be feeling good.
Man.
I heard you took a trip up to Iceland, and you went to see the Northern Lights. It's looking pretty.
Bro. I'm out here. You know what I'm saying? It took me a nice trip to get out here, but I made it. I walked. Okay. Just want to let y'all know. I'm on my health stuff.
The cap on the Zoom call. This man said he walked.
I walked. You know what I'm saying?
You trying to throw in your page? Promote your page right now. That fitness.
Hey,
page.
bro. Anybody can fly. Anybody can drive. Anybody can bus. Anyone can ride a bike. I use my own 2 feet.
Big
All right,
Cars
but
Fitness.
yeah, Big Cars Fitness. Check that out on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Do it. Shameless plug. Hey man, I'm doing good. I'm only 2.5, 3 weeks out from graduation.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Bless.
Big moves.
I'm ready to get out. You know what I'm saying? It's been a fun ride. It's been kind of like a lackluster ride. I ain't gonna cap, bro. I was on campus for 8 months. I literally got a college experience for 8 months because, I'm a transfer. So, DVC, we just go in there and do class and go home. We don't care about no college experience. I got 8 months. Hey, but it is what it is. I'm getting that degree. So, I ain't mad. You feel me? So, I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. Yeah. How y'all feeling?
COVID, that's real tough, man. I've been up here in Washington since August now, and I still ain't been able to do shit. I went to a bar once, I think, and ain't nobody could talk to each other. Like I couldn't even go talk to some people sitting over there. And it's been more or less the same pretty much the entire time. So really, I just been working and chilling at home. My girl, my brother's home. Or my little brother came up to come see me, so I'm babysitting his ass, even though he's 18. He needs some attention. So,
dang, bro.
Yeah,
y'all, it's completely closed still down there.
It's not, but it's like I don't trust people, man. I don't trust nobody. Anybody who's doing the type of shit where you're not masked up and they're like all grouping up and stuff. I don't trust none of them. Because I don't think that they have vaccines. I think they're just doing it because they just don't care out of ignorance and shit like that. So yeah, I've seen a lot of parties on Snapchat, shit like that. I ain't going to none of them. Man,
it's crazy. Well, cool. Gavin, they put the fire to his neck because they were talking about, recalling him, right? Bro, California went from the worst state to the best state in 2 days. That man said, "Oh yeah, you got wear an orange tier now. Yeah, go ahead, do whatever you want." Like what happened? Like this man was, no, we need masks. We need to not go anywhere.
You know what it is. Cali's ahead of the curve, man. We were ahead of the curve at first in a bad way, but then we closed down. I think we closed. I don't know if we closed down early, but I remember we closed down. We pretty much shut everything down, and we weren't doing bad. It was when we opened back up, we became the leader as far as cases. So right now, as people, I think we had a lot of vaccinations ready. We just had to get places to distribute them. And now that they're coming out, like Cali, again, like we're handling it pretty well. Shout out. People were talking stuff about Newsom, but it ended up working out in the long run. I think he still has some trouble, though, because there's like something as far as like they might have to vote or something because of something got enough votes, though. Because people were mad at him, bro. Like you said.
Real talk. I'll be mad at him too, bro. Like he was over here talking about close everybody's business now. And then he was keeping his business open. Like, bro, people, you think that's going to fly, bro? Come on. Hey, but real talk, how is Texas doing? I know they were like the leader in terms of like opening things up. Anyone know about that?
I ain't checking.
Places like Texas, Atlanta, Florida, like they've been wild.
Atlanta too?
Yeah, Atlanta's been open. Yeah,
Atlanta's been open.
Like as far as like they've been letting things fly. So we're in Cali. Lee's in Seattle. But Same. I mean, they're pretty much like they're with us as far as like what they do usually, and we've been kind of like still closed up. I mean, even now, like AC saying we're opening up, but it's still not fully open. It's just like we're kind of like loosening up. People are gonna be walking around without masks now because the CDC said you can walk around with no mask if you're vaccinated now. Fully vaccinated.
Yeah, see, I don't even think that. I think they just talking, bro. I don't even know if they know what they're talking about.
Can I listen to that mandate?
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
Whoa.
What are you talking about? We talking about you taking.
Bro, he got the Scully on, bro. He got the Scully on. He about to get some off this episode right alone, bro. He got the red Scully on.
What are we talking about, bro? This is over here gassing, bro.
Ladies, he's on TikTok. Hit him up.
All right. So I'm just gonna.
He on TikTok, ladies. You know all the dances.
None of y'all ask me how y'all
How you doing, Ray? How's your mental, bro? I'm sorry.
How's your TikTok dances?
I'm doing well. I ain't posting no TikToks and nothing. I just be, watching, content. There's some cool creators on there. We might get on there at one point. These niggas talking shit, so I'm gonna make them get on there if they keep talking shit. We gonna start posting. I'm gonna have AC. You already dancing on your story. You might as well do it for the TikTok followers. You feel me? But
this man,
it's all love, man. I've been doing good. I've been doing well, man. I'm happy. Ready to just talk about everything. I'm excited to talk about this music and stuff like that. As usual, I'm ready to get into these topics. Yes,
man,
sir.
First thing first, RIP DMX. We haven't done an episode since X died.
Man. Where my dogs at?
Yeah, they did the whole memorial and everything. Like, that was crazy to see. Like,
man pulled up in a monster truck. See that?
Yeah.
His hearse was a big old monster truck. All them bikes out there riding by them, Rough Ryders.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
That's the thing though. Like, the way, if one of our legends go out, we gotta celebrate it. We gotta show a lot of love because he did own hip hop for a period. I mean, people post around that Woodstock footage of him at that concert. It's just a whole bunch of people. Like, a crazy thing. Like, at that time, rap technically wasn't as big as it was now. He was selling out arenas, like doing stuff, for a period. He was dominant. Him and Swiss Beats was killing the game. And then, people succumb to other things and things just don't work out. He kind of fell off, because of his struggles. And it's crazy to see how it ended, but he was coming back. He was coming back. He was doing things. He was appearing in things. So it's kind of sad to see because it looked like he was taking certain steps, and to see him go out this way was tough, man. I'm a fan. I don't know. I still go back and listen to his shit. Like, I was doing it every once in a while, like casually. So,
yeah, man, it's tough for sure. But I mean, he was a well-versed man. And not only in the hip hop industry, but he was making movies and doing stuff like that, starring in movies and stuff like that. So he was getting his bag. He was definitely a pioneer, a leader in the hip hop world, bro. And also to talk about that concert, man, that wasn't no shared, what I'm saying? How these venues are shared, right? You have a stage here, a stage here, a stage. Nah, bro, that was just him. All them people there listening to that fool. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That looked like a whole state out there. Yeah. I mean, a sea of people.
Yeah. The charisma, people, the energy. Like, you were doing the dog barks earlier. Like, that's iconic, man. The man was.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just like, and even to see like some of these rappers, we were saying with MF Doom and other rappers that passed away, you see people pop up that you wouldn't think are influenced or like have a connection because they're way younger or they have a way different sound. We've talked about Lucky before. Lucky posted his album. He said the cover is a reference to DMX's cover, and when he posted it, it was clear as day. But I wouldn't think that off top, even as a fan, like not a fan of Lucky's, but someone who's listened to DMX, because I don't see really a connection or sound. But it's just like certain rappers, it's just like it doesn't even matter. Like, they transcend the culture. They were so big. Their image was so, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you on that. Like, it's like, honestly, this is not talking about DMX. We're talking about Doom, but he really surprised me about all the people who were heavily influenced by him. I mean, that's somebody who's like underground, but they're not. It's weird. Like, someone who definitely is like the underground king, but I mean, is very well, seen in the limelight. Like, people are gravitating towards his style, using it, putting it in their own way. It's crazy. But DMX was the same way. I mean, you didn't hear it per se in their style, but you know, they took some pieces, bits and pieces from, you know, his gig and used it for their own. So, man, RIP DMX. It's crazy. Life's too short. What was he? 50? Was he 50?
I forgot what his age exactly. It was somewhere around there.
I know it was in the 50s. I can't remember if it was 50 or like 50. It was like early 50s. I know that. But man, that's crazy. Man, it's too young.
Yeah. I mean, like even people I can recall in my childhood that weren't huge rap fans knew about DMX.
Yeah.
My dad doesn't really listen to rap at all. Like DMX because of some of the stuff that he took from rock music and his aggressive deliveries and flows and stuff like that, and kind of meshed it with the hip hop, really aggressive hip hop. So my dad liked stuff like that. Like he was really touching everybody with his music. And yeah, it's just sad to see him go. I mean, so many iconic anthems that this man has, and I know a lot of super fans of him. When he had a hold on a fan, like they were real ride or die. So RIP.
Yeah, I mean,
we slapping
yeah,
the music.
slapping the music. I mean, you look at it, and that's the thing with his discography. Some of it you can say is spotty, but he does have a classic. It's Dark and Hell is Hot. He does have other solid albums, or albums that you could say, if you wanted to, that are on the level. And then he has a bunch of hits like layered out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he had the hits. He had like solid albums and stuff. He had everything. He was a whole package. And for the period, like I said, like he was selling records like none other. You know what I'm saying? You know, people say like it's crazy to think like technically he's part of rap being as big as it is because he was breaking records and doing numbers that other rappers were not doing, especially with his aggressive hardcore sound. It wasn't like he was like poppy as hell. Like this is when rap was still gangster. It was still aggressive, a little homophobic, everything. Like everything that was like masculine, all the energy. It was DMX, and he's part of the reason why the culture is where it is today. Like I said, I don't know, man. It's sad to see because like I said, it looked like he was getting better, but at the same time, it's like he did give in to like his drug problem. It's just like with Mac Miller, they look like they're getting better and they give into their drug problem in the end because it's like it's reoccurring, it never stops, and that's sad. Yeah. That's why I be saying these rappers, you can't be promoting this stuff to these people and stuff because like certain people, it ruins their life, and it didn't ruin DMX's life, but it did cost him his life in the end. You know what I'm saying? And that's sad to see.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. RP DMX, man.
But when I wanted to ask y'all this. I gotta ask this question. Some of these rappers, a lot of these rappers, some of them they promote drug use, or obviously, like they say they use drugs when they record music. Sometimes you think, well, what if they were able to record music without that? Or they like, what if it like wasn't like, how great would they be or how weaker would they be? Because people say that with Eminem, he stopped doing drugs. Some people say that, and then he got corny, he got whacked. But it's like, in a sense, that is hurting them. That is destroying them. Like, especially if they're doing certain drugs at a high rate. How do you feel about that paradox? I bet DMX maybe felt that when he was up there, hyped up, maybe, on stuff. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Like, it's like it can give in, it can breathe that energy, it could be a part of you. And then you might have to get rid of it because it's harming you, but people want it.
Are you talking about from the audience standpoint, or are you talking about from the artist standpoint?
I mean, you can talk about both, but I would say, like, how do y'all feel about it? Like, I don't know, like, like the duality, like, because the art, because like I'm saying, like the fans might want that. Some of them might be like, yeah, of course we want you clean, and like they might love the music or like the difference, or maybe it doesn't change anything, but. I don't know. How do y'all feel?
It definitely does change something. So it's not that I want somebody to do drugs, but if somebody's doing them and that's genuine to them and that's what they're about, that's like their life. Like, I mean, I don't want anybody to stay on them, but if it's good, it's good. Like some people got to drink codeine before they go in the studio because I mean they got demons to drown or some shit and they want to just get loose and like go crazy in the studio. I mean maybe your flow is affected by how many drugs you do or whatever. I know it's shit. If I'm drunk, I can freestyle a whole lot better than I can when I'm sober. Like there's different levels to it, but
Cap.
it's never no. But it's like I wouldn't want somebody to keep on doing things that's gonna harm themselves. I'm never gonna look for an artist to stay in the same place and stay stagnant. Like if you're just gonna make codeine raps your whole career, I mean, I'm probably not gonna be checking for you after a while. So I'm all for people evolving, people getting better, maybe somebody getting off of them, talking about how they got better, how they better themselves, something like that. I don't think that's corny at all. I think you can do that in a really genuine fashion and something that connects people, like really connects people. Because I don't
Mm-hmm.
really see many people doing something like that. So um I the drug talk is fine. That's part of who they are. Um, but no, I would not want somebody to stay on drugs for my enjoyment as a listener. Like that's
Yeah.
selfish.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, that is what Lee said. The last part was 100% what I was gonna say is don't stay on drugs for the audience approval or to make your audience happy. Because if staying on drugs means hurting yourself just to make ends meet or keep your fan base coming back, then you don't want that fan base anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Me, if I was an artist, I want a fan base that's gonna help me grow. So if my music takes a decline because I'm building myself up mentally and physically, right, by steering off of drugs and steering off of alcohol usage, whatever it is, whatever substance I'm doing, then that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But it is crazy. I really do feel like artists feel that pressure of not wanting to get off the drugs or whatever they're using because they feel like it's going to hurt in their music and they're afraid of losing that fan base, and that's sad, but it's true. There are people out there that are like, man, he don't sound the same since he don't smoke 12 pack a day. He don't you know what I'm saying? It changes your voice. You stop smoking cigarettes, your voice changes, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And some people might like that sound. I
Yeah.
don't know. I want all the artists to get better. And I feel like there's a there's 100% a way for them to get better without being on drugs.
Yeah, it's
I,
like
I think so.
I don't know them personally or anything, but it's like I want everybody in the world, right, to get better, be better versions of themselves, get healthy, shit like that. So I'm never gonna advocate for the opposite and be a toxic fanboy who's like, Future don't even sip lean no more. This nigga don't make the same shit no more. Like, nah, bro. If they really good, they can make music without it. They can do it without it.
Facts.
I mean, some
Facts.
people, I mean, I don't know. If you really like build a dependency on it, it's a big part of your career. It could really change your music, your thought process, everything. And I get it. Like, look at Lil, and like you said about being healthy, we have legends in the game. Look at Lil Wayne, to a certain degree, he was looking bad for a period. He's coming back. You hear about people having seizures. You remember Rick Ross was having seizures and stuff. Like, it's like you get to a certain point where you're doing it, and I think you don't notice it until maybe it's too late, or like maybe you just have a feeling, and it's really up to the person. A person has to choose to get help. The fans can only do so much. They could be a negative influence or maybe a positive, but at the end of the day, it comes from the person. So if the person feels like it's fine for them, everyone has a level. If you want to do it, of course, make that choice and do it. I'm not the type to judge someone for doing drugs. It's just like at a point where like it's destroying your life and like your ability to do stuff and you're looking bad. That's the issue. I just hope that certain people, just be more proactive than reactive and like maybe not promote it as much because it is an issue in our community.
Yeah. Chance can do acid though. Chance can do acid.
Yeah, for acid
He'll
rap.
be
Yeah.
fine. He'll be fine.
Yeah,
Just do acid again, bro.
that's one instance of a rapper where it's like you might have to do that again. I don't know what's been going on since.
Y'all foul. But he has not been the same.
Nope.
He has not been the same. That's
Nope.
crazy. I don't want him. Hey, look, I don't want him to do acid just so I can get another acid rap.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
but he
bruh.
hasn't been. But you have not been the same, Chance. Yes, you're right. Fair argument there.
So that's, I mean, yeah, that's the other side of it. So
yeah.
All right, so the next topic ain't any lighter. We gotta talk about this nigga Lil Mosey. So if you don't know what happened with Lil Mosey, it's basically the talk of the town in Seattle. Like everybody talk about it because he's from here. So what happened with Lil Mosey is him and his buddy had taken two girls, or I think it was two girls back at a party. And this one girl was having consensual sex with Lil Mosey, and then she blacked out because she was drunk. She woke up and Lil Mosey was on top of her and had unwanted sex. And then she blacked out again, and then his buddy was doing the same thing. And multiple people at the party had heard that those two were talking about running train. He had a trial he had to go to, didn't show up. Didn't show up. Now he's got a warrant for his arrest. I don't know if they got him yet, but this shit's wild. This shit's wild, especially for somebody who has like TikTok fame, right? Because he's Blueberry Fago boy. He's all over TikTok. He's got that young look, right? Where younger women, younger almost girls will be looking up to him, looking at him. Yeah, shit's just weird, man. This shit's weird.
Crazy situation considering he has turned himself in. To update on that, he has turned himself in because at this point, they put out a warrant for him because he didn't show up to court. His other homie hasn't turned himself in, so they don't know what's going on with that, at least from what I know. And it's just like, well, what's about to happen? I mean, at this point, I think Mosey is out. They're not gonna hold him, but he has to. They're gonna do a trial and everything still. I'm just waiting to see what's gonna happen with this case, considering how much evidence they have, and the whole issue with like you said, his image. He does appeal to younger people. I know younger people. I work with younger people, and I know that some of them are fans of his or listen to his music. I've never been a fan, but yeah, like you said, he's all over social media. Blueberry Fago was a hit. These are other songs that were kind of popping. I've never seen the appeal about his music, and now I'm hearing this. It's kind of like, well, that's a double homicide. I'm not checking for you personally now either, because if this is what you into and your homies into, this is not a good look. If this is what happened, it is accusation, but at the end of the day, it does sound like it has some credibility to it. Hopefully justice is served or whatever, like as far as like whatever he has to deal with, because it's not a good look. The whole story, it seems like he feels like he has clout or he has power, he has hits and stuff, and he can just do whatever he wants and not see any punishment. Considering that she was having consensual sex and then he randomly just did all that disturbing stuff when he probably didn't even have to, if that's the case.
Because crazy. It's like you already did it consensually and then she blacked out. At that point, she can't consent. Like, I don't know if he doesn't understand that or not.
He should have ran far away. Crazy.
Yeah, get up out of it. Like,
crazy.
At that point, either take care of her or get up out of there, bro. Like, I don't know. It doesn't take a genius. It doesn't take a genius to like understand this stuff. So that's like almost demonic in my eyes. If somebody's doing some shit like that, when somebody blacks out and you still thinking that like that you can have sex with that, like,
bro, people are weird. There's no other way to classify it. You are weird. Like, if you think that's cool, like you think that's straight, like I don't know what's wrong with you. Like, there's mentally something wrong with you.
No kizzy.
Like, no kizzy. You think you can sit there and have sex with this young lady who's just lying there, not lifeless, but like, out of it, unconscious. Like, that is weird. Bro, you are the strangest person on the planet if you think that's cool, bro. Like, I don't understand. So for me, we didn't lose nothing in hip hop because his music was garbage. F that nigga. And two, this man's a cornball because he just want to sit there and do inappropriate things to a young lady who's unconscious. So forget you and your friend. You a cornball and your music is trash. Yeah, that's terrible. Forget that man, bro. Like, first off, like Ray said, I wasn't checking for this man in the first place. I'm definitely not checking now. Like,
yeah, never been a fan. So it's kind of, I mean, it's sad to see because, like you said, he was impressionable. Like, not he did have a lot of fans who are young and impressionable. So it's like, even he has a line on that song that people were calling out on Twitter and social media. Got a bad bitch and she do it, I say so. So And it's like, people make memes of things looking back. It's just like, yeah, but people are listening to that, and now it comes out that he's out here maybe sexually assaulting girls. It's a legal case still. I'm not saying who said it. It doesn't really it's just like we gotta see what happens as far as it does look bad. It does look like it has some credibility to it. So I'm kind of leaning on her side considering the situation and just the fact that he didn't go to court and his homie's not going to court. His homie not, so they must have something, or he feels like there's some credibility to it for him to be running. Lil Mosey had an excuse. He said that there was they sent a notice basically you have to come to court, and he said the notice was sent to a place he hasn't been in years, so he didn't know technically he was supposed to go to court. That was his excuse. But now that his homie's on the run and he's not showing up, I mean, maybe he did turn himself in.
I'll say, ladies, please get somebody to take care of you if you're gonna go to a party and you're gonna be under the influence. Get somebody else like a buddy, something like that, who is sober enough that they can take care of you and make sure you're not getting into no shit. Because
you shouldn't even have to do that.
I know, but seriously,
I know I'm preaching to the choir.
She really, if she has somebody there to keep that man in check and all that, and maybe it would have went different. But
that's the sad part.
I'm not victim blaming. I'm not saying she should have done this, she should have done that. My condolences to her. I'm really sorry about that. That's just not no joke. Rape and sexual
joke. The world we live in, you got to protect yourself, especially as a woman. You can't, if you're going out to a party, going somewhere, you got to keep your drink on. You got to do certain things because some of these niggas be wilder. Unfortunately, Crazy. It is what it is. You got to protect yourself. And like you said, you always should have a buddy. If you out with someone, the buddy system, like you're younger, you got to have your buddy. And that way y'all can take care of each other so no one can do something wild. Or if something goes, no one gets left behind. No one gets left behind. I mean, even with dudes, we're more flexible because we feel like we're protected. We can protect ourselves and no one's going to take advantage of us. But we, go out in a group, you know what I'm saying? When you're doing something, you want to, if you can, you want to have homies who can be responsible and help you out because no matter what, if you're drunk or high, too high, you can't control yourself. You can't take care of yourself sometimes, and someone can take advantage of you, whether it's sexually, money, it could be anything. So you got to stay safe out here.
I want to end it with this. From my standpoint, you don't want to walk around being a victim, but you have to be smart. Okay, so yes, women shouldn't have to do the buddy system. Women shouldn't have to be afraid to leave their drink on a counter. But like Ray said, the society we live in, that's the harsh reality of being a woman in our society. Unfortunately, it's just like me wanting to walk through North Carolina and there possibly be a KKK rally. Should I be afraid to walk through North Carolina? No, I shouldn't be afraid to walk through North Carolina, but I'm smart. It's not being a victim.
I love this.
I mean, it's like
that's a good one though. Yeah, pretty much.
I shouldn't be afraid to walk through there, but I know the issues that surround our society, so I'm not going to walk myself into a dangerous situation. So, ladies, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but just be smart. I know it's not your fault. You should be able to wear whatever you want to wear. You should be able to do whatever you want to do, but
definitely, because if you're an underprivileged group or someone who has to deal with stuff like that, you have to know to be extra responsible. You can't let your guard down totally in certain situations, in certain areas, because in those situations you're more at risk to be taken advantage of, and there's going to be no one that can help you after, because unless someone's going to stand up for you, which sometimes doesn't happen, or the legal system really wants to go to war for you, or really persecute this person, you're not going to get what you want, and you're just going to be taking it. It's sad, but that's the way our legal system works, and that's the way life works. Capitalism in general, everything. You know what I'm saying? It's all what you can prove, and it's hard to prove things and stuff like this, and that's why you have to be extra aware.
Yeah, especially I don't want to keep talking about it, but especially when you're going to get somebody with some stature. Little Mosey, obviously he's not huge in the rap game. Not somebody with great stature, but he has some. He has money, he has some fame. You know what I'm saying? That can be enough. Ladies, protect yourself. Men, protect yourself too, because there's some trifling women out there. There's some trifling women out there too, though.
No kizzy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody, it's just as a woman, you have to take the extra precautions, because I think on average it's more niggas wilding out here. Obviously, it's
for sure.
Sad. It's sad 100%. To see.
Derek Chauvin is now in jail. Well, he's gonna be in jail.
How
But he
long?
has been charged with second degree and third degree
Yeah,
manslaughter, the murder. So next thing we got.
I am happy that he was convicted and they found him guilty for the charges, because this is the start where we can hope to see more officers who do similar acts or have done similar acts, right? Start to see the true repercussions of doing those, vicious and violent acts of crime. I can just hope this is a start. That's just it, now we have to see, what his sentencing is, right? That will be the telltale sign to see if we're really starting to make some change within this court system. I don't even feel like I shouldn't even say some change in this court system. That's one thing, and I hope I'm wrong. That's one thing I don't believe will ever change is the court system. And I hope I'm wrong about that.
It's so weird how like you have a video of this man murdering another man. And there has been so much question about what the legal system will do in regards of a murder that was videoed, like clearly videoed. The bar is so low, niggas don't even know that this man is going to get convicted for anything, even though he was clearly murdering this man. That's wild. That's why the bar is so low. It's in fucking hell. What about all these other cases that just popped up? What about the taser gun one? What about
Crazy.
the dude who got shot in his high school bathroom? Like there's new cases that pop up all the time, and this one took all that media attention, all that just for this man to get convicted. It's crazy. It is wild what we have to go through for this. There needs to be
Crazy.
some sort of executive order, something like that protects people from the police, because goddamn, nobody's our ally right now as far as it goes to like police brutality and shit like that. So
well, you got Sleepy Joe. Man, I feel like I'm gonna go off tangent with that, bro. I mean, you got Joe Biden. This man came up to, I saw that with what's his name? Oh my gosh, what's the dude's name? Dr. Umar.
yeah.
All right, now some of the rhetoric Dr. Umar spews is like, I don't know, I have to go back and do my own research, but I feel like this one he was on point. He said, Sleepy Joe, oh my gosh, I gotta figure out a way to turn that off, bro, because it keeps popping up. He says Sleepy Joe. Bro, let me start over, because every time I say Sleepy Joe,
you go in your settings and then scroll down a little bit, go to Siri and search, and then
should I do that now?
Yeah, do that right now.
Yeah, so the situation that is kind of iffy to me is basically how, Joe has signed this hate crime bill for the Asian community, which is great. I think it's awesome. I think, something that is needed. Asian hate has been happening, but it's now so in a limelight due to COVID. I believe I could be, this is my opinion, but the real thing I'm trying to speak on is, you come and you beg for black votes, and you constantly go on radio shows and go to different events, and you're begging for black votes, and yet you don't do anything for black people. Black people have been experiencing hate for years.
Yes, sir.
But there's no hate bill
Nope.
for black folks. And not only there's no hate bill, but we have to fight constantly day in and day out for trials like this. Like Lee was saying, now this man blatantly killed this man, broad daylight, middle on the ground, on the hard concrete, with eyewitnesses. It ain't even like they took him to the alley. Like they, what I'm saying? He is so comfortable with doing this right here in blatant daylight. And it's just like, well, where's our leaders at for the black community? And that's, not trying to steal anything or say anything about the Asian community, because it's great. I'm so happy that they have a hate bill for them, but where's it for black folks?
Yeah, I
I
agree.
understand.
I agree, especially with Nancy Pelosi saying it was a sacrifice. When she said that, I damn near man. I got mad. It's just like, bro, the way even the people who were supposed to be there for us are like the people we choose to represent us because it's the pick your poison mentality. They don't use any like the right wording or anything. Like George Floyd didn't choose for
Verbiage
this
is
to
off.
happen, bro. You know what? If you want to, you want to say sacrifice, you want to pay him to be a martyr like Jesus. You know what? Jesus made that choice. He knew he was gonna die. He did it for our sins. George Floyd ain't doing that. That was not a choice, man. That man's life was not supposed to be taken. So justice isn't, people use this word justice, and I'm gonna say this. I don't like this. I saw this. Someone said it's really about accountability, and that's the truth, man. Someone has to be accountable for these actions. Forget justice,
Right.
like people are saying, justice can't be. Nothing can happen. George Floyd's life is gone. He was murdered like an animal in front of millions, in front of the whole world to see, to the point where we had to have protests for anything to happen. The protests were basically like, well, why is this cop still on the streets, or why are we even having to deal with all this stuff as far as these other cases as well? It's like it's hitting a bubbling point. And the fact that he even got charged, like it was a whole debate about, is it going to be at least third, is it going to be second degree or third degree? They had to raise it up because they were like, well, maybe we actually have enough to commit a second degree. It can't be first. So it's just like, and you look it up, he can get out on this pretty soon. I mean, all these charges is manslaughter, I think second and third degree. That's not life. All of them added up could be a lot of years, but really he's a cop, and also like it could be appealed. He also can, with time served and with like depending on his situation, he can get out in like under 20 years, bro. Like I need at least I looked up his age. He's 40 something. I need him to spend the rest of his life, most of his whatever good years he has left in that prison. That's the only no, I don't want no 10 years. I don't want no like none of that. I know he's not going to like get life, but he needs to spend most of the rest of his life in that prison cell. Like
you got people in there for smoking weed.
Yeah, like if he gets around 10, if he gets under 20 years, I'm gonna be extremely disappointed. I think 20 years is disappointing, but like this is me bargaining with the system that we have. And like you said, we have to do this. It's a shame we have to do this. It's a shame that someone had to be sacrificed for anything to get done when it wasn't a sacrifice. This wasn't a choice. It's BS, and it's disheartening, and there's no reason to be happy. I mean, of course, you can celebrate to a certain degree by, well, it's good but other people have gotten charged with crimes like this before, and they don't really get shit for time. So this was just like, it's a big case. The only reason why they did this probably because they didn't want more protests. They didn't want more money to be lost because they have to reimburse these people for all the damage stuff, the city, the insurance companies. They didn't want that. This is a money move, I feel like, and that's something else that was on that Umar stuff that you connected with. So it's just like, and that's the truth. It's not like we said with these corporations and these people that act like justice is real. It's not. It's all money moves. It's all putting yourself on certain sides to look good.
They were ready. They were ready too. You seen all the helicopters over every major city. All those reports of ready for riots and shit.
Yes.
Riots.
Yes. And Biden, it does make, even though it has nothing really to do with Biden, with Trump, there was a more negative view on things. I think even though Biden isn't really helping us, I was talking to someone about this, and it's just like things seem kind of more normal. Trump was a crazy president as far as like he would do big things and it would be all over the media. Biden has pretty much kept low key and just have been passing little bills and like making certain moves. It's a totally different vibe. And maybe they want to keep that going rather than to have a big moment so early on, especially when we're passing Asian hate crime bills and not doing anything really for us, not passing any laws or bills that really stop the police from killing us like they should be.
Okay. Well, I mean,
they're both snakes. Just one slithering right in front of you and one slithering behind you in tall grass.
What would Biden do? Okay, so if Biden did make a bill for Black people for like against police, he would instantly divide.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Everybody,
which is why they let the Asian bill slide, because like
because that's not that's not divisive. That's not a divisive issue.
It's not really divisive.
But for some reason, our black people's deaths is a divisive issue that, you know, some people just can't stand black people alive, I guess, or
You
some
just
shit.
understand. You know why, man? There's people just don't like black folks.
They don't
It's just
value our
that
lives,
simple.
and they don't. And so when they see police kill us, it's not really like it's like, oh, okay, well, that's what the police is supposed to do. With a hate crime, with a blatant hate crime, with someone attacking Asian people, it's like, oh, well, that's just wrong. We need to do something. When it comes to someone literally getting killed on video, when they're black, it's not really seen as, oh, they're killed. It's a debate on whether they were murdered or not. It's like, was it right for their job?
That shit irritates my soul. I cannot stand these motherfuckers on Twitter who will go out of their way for every single brutality case to play devil's advocate and be like, well, you know, maybe they actually did think the taser was a gun. What if it was spray painted black?
Nah.
Like some bullshit. And it's the same people over and over again. And if Biden did do something like this, they would be the first people to say, well, you don't really need this. These were justified. Like,
you know, I mean, that's just that you're gonna have to deal with that. Like, I mean, that's just there's people out there that are like that, and that's what's gonna happen. But by Biden doing that and by Biden going against the opposition, he's gonna show he really cares for all people, because we know he cares for white folks. Obviously, he cares for Asian folks. You know, he signed this bill. Man, show you care for black folks too.
I mean, it doesn't even mean he cares. It just means he made.
Well, you know what I'm saying. He's painting that picture as if he cares. You know what I'm saying. I'll take the painting of the picture versus just saying no. I'm not going to sign nothing. You know what I'm saying. I'll take that.
He'll say he cares, but he don't want the smoke. That's the real problem.
No,
he don't want smoke. He don't want
like
smoke.
I said,
anybody. He wants to be liked, and he wants to be normal, right? You were talking about it's a normal presidency, right? Yeah, that's what he's going to try to portray to the American people. It's normal. We're back to normal. This is what happens with presidents, but need to hold the nigga accountable like we're holding everybody else accountable, because his ass is the one that's going to be able to do everything. Like,
I need black folks to know that politicians aren't for us. I mean, it's that simple.
As far as like this instance, you know, just don't let it slide. You know, like as far as like, you know, like you said, stay on their necks. Don't let this be an instant celebration, especially when we don't even know how much time he's gonna serve. Like AC was saying, it's from the start. How much time? That's what I care about. I don't sentence him and then put it under the rug, and then year later he got only like 10 years. He's gonna be out 5 because of good service,
good behavior. Yeah,
and he's already been in prison waiting. So it's just like, let's actually see something get done. And then for other cases and other stories, let's see something get done. Let's see some laws. Let's see something proposed that's a close at least to being voted in. Let's not, you know, this is just a waiting game and nothing's being done. I don't know. It's tiring.
All right, man. Let's get into some music. I'm tired of this bullshit.
All right.
All right. First song.
What we starting with?
We're gonna start with Rapstar by Polo G.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, this shit was gas, bro. This shit was fire. I don't think that Polo G, in his own words, I don't think that he was doing anything too different. I'm pretty sure this is the same formula that this guy has every single time he goes in the studio. But this song just exploded. From the moment I first heard it, I was like, yeah, this shit going fucking viral. All over TikTok, all over everything.
Yeah.
AC shaking his head though.
Bruh, yeah, because like, are we just saying songs are good because they blowing up on TikTok?
No, I'm just.
Or are you
saying
just adding that? And
I'm just saying I'm just saying it went crazy. This is the first time that it went crazy for Polo G. This is his first number one debut, and it debuted at number one for 2 weeks straight at this moment. So that's really a milestone for
competing
him.
With other heavy hitters. Yeah,
exactly.
There's other people who drop like bigger songs, like big songs, big albums, and he got the number one song. That's dope.
Exactly. He did get toppled. I think he's probably going to get toppled by Billie Eilish, but was number one for a while.
It is what it is.
And that's really crazy to see where Polo G has come to in 2021.
And yeah, I agree. Like, I think this song was I wouldn't say it's a throwback track, but it kind of gave me more. Maybe it's just me. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of Polo G. I'm not gonna cap. Like I like his music, and I've started to like his music more over time because I've been introduced to him like for a minute. Like I've heard about him, heard his songs, and at first I wasn't the biggest fan, but then they started growing me. And then as he dropped Goat, and I don't know, I go back and forth between that and Die a Legend, but this gave me more Die a Legend vibes in the sense that it kind of was like he said, it's nothing he's done. It wasn't the most poppy track, but it had that old storytelling slash like um Polo G vibe where it's over laid back, like little beat, similar like tone beat, and it's just him rapping about like his struggles and how he's come up now. The video was dope. Him and his kid, playing basketball in the Chicago Bulls, always showing love to Chicago. Like it's just dope to see someone who seems like they're cool, they from their city, they rep their city, and they trying to do like, make cool music because he's not like the best lyricist, but he's not trash and he can paint really good pictures and tell really good stories. I like when he tells stories, and this is a good track displaying that while also keeping like it catchy. Because like you said, there was a lot of moments on TikToks where it was like they put little clips of the song and they got a little movement, and the one where it's like shut the fuck up, I mean please don't talk, that was like the big one, and that's all over TikTok. So it's dope to see him getting like a lot of attention. Cause I fuck with Polo G. I fuck with him at this point.
Did you like the track AC or what?
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. It's whatever. I'm not a big Polo G fan. Like I really listened to a couple tracks, and it's just like, I mean, it's cool. It is catchy. The melody's nice. You know what I'm saying? He usually has like a nice little guitar riff that he be using on like every single beat. But like y'all said, that's his formula. That's what he puts together, and it works for him. Good for him. That's dope. As for this song, I mean, there's nothing that I was like, man, this is fire. I'm about to go back to it, but it's whatever. I ain't got no love for it, but I don't got no hate either. So I'm really kind of in the middle with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like Ray said, it's just about him, becoming a rap star and all this. The video for it, it's just him showcasing the lavishness of his life that he's come into. And I think it's really just a great moment for him. With it debuting at #1 and how he's speaking about how he's coming into this lifestyle and stuff is just really like metaphoric almost, and it's really nice to see that he's getting this type of attention off the stuff that he's been doing. He's not switching up, and he's not trying to do crazy things to go viral. It's just his sound that's now up there. And he's sticking with that melodic stuff. He said he acknowledges all the other facets of rap. He likes all the other facets, but he's sticking with the melodic stuff because that's what's popping now. And it paid off. So
I think it's dope to
I
see.
really like the song.
Yeah, I liked it too. And it's dope to see like I said, like someone who isn't trying to necessarily sell out and finding a ways to make their sound more convenient to the masses. I mean, I said that with Goat. It didn't have his old sound as much. It sounded like he did add more pop elements to certain songs that definitely have like more hit vibe. But it doesn't sound like he's selling out. And even with this song, he still keeps it grounded. He still keeps it rooted. I just feel like I've always, even when we were early on when we did review Die Legend stuff, I was like, let's review it, even though I wasn't the biggest fan. I'm like, I could see what he's doing. I can see what he's going for. And I can still see it. I can see it. And I'm hyped for this album because I think now that he has a #1 hit, I can see, because he's had hits before. He's had like trending songs and stuff. This is like a big one. It's like with Roddy Ricch, where it's like, let's see where you're gonna go now. Because now that you got a lot of people's eyes on you, you already did, but now like you're certified and you're competing. And like after you had this big hit, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna keep trying to make more hits like this? Are they gonna come naturally? Or are you gonna try to force it? Or are you just gonna keep going with what you were planning to do anyway?
Yeah. Talking about somebody who is certified now, seeing what they're doing. I want to talk about somebody who's in the next stage after that, and that's Lil Tjay. Lil Tjay, destined to win, dropped. And he has already been certified by a lot of people in the game, and saying that he's going to be the next big thing. He's going to hold his own, all that. And what we got from this album, I don't feel like that he lived up to any of the expectations that were set for him at all. Like
That was one good song
at all. There was a few. There's like 3. It's 20 tracks. This is the Drake formula, okay? 20-track albums with 5 good songs does not make a good album. I don't care how good those 5 songs are. They could be top 5 on the charting, and then the rest of the 15 are fucking garbage. Throw the album away. Throw it away. I ain't listening, bro.
Yeah, I agree. Disappointed in the sense that I don't know. After calling my phone, I'm not saying I was hella stopped that track. I'm like, I don't know. Maybe he'll have at least a consistent album of like tracks, solid tracks. This was too long, too mediocre. Like I could see why people like Lil Tjay at first, and like with songs like Headshot, like he was kind of like I don't know, like maybe I was like maybe he'll try to be more versatile. Not saying he hasn't done that before, but I'm like I don't know. Maybe he'll find a way to be versatile, and I'll like it consistently. Because I was like, after hearing it on TikTok so many times, I'm not saying I liked it, but I'm like, I can see why people like this. So I'm like, okay. But no, it's still Lil Tjay. I don't like Lil Tjay. I don't like his music. I don't like a person. I just don't like his music. Like he might be a cool ass nigga, but like I don't know. Even like watching his music videos and stuff, it just seems like he's just doing it just to do it, and because people like to hear it. But it doesn't seem like he's that passionate with his songs. Like I don't know. It just seems like he gets people on the track. It's like let's try to make a hit. And I'm gonna do it in my way where I'm just like half crooning on the track, half rapping, half just talking. I don't like it. It was not enjoyable. One of the worst albums I think I've listened to, as far as like it was long and it was boring.
Dang.
It was boring. I'm sorry. I don't try to hate it. I like Headshot was cool. There's some cool tracks, but I'm not a big fan of Dude As Is. Deadly knows this. He used to ride around stopping this little nigga. I used to be like, this shit is funny, but I would never stop this myself. So coming into it, when I saw it was 21 tracks, it would be like me recommending a Death Grips album to you, and it was 21 tracks. It's just boring. It's not even like, okay, I'm saying it's trash. It's just boring to me. And to hear him say the same thing, it was boring to him too. He used to like more of his tracks to me. So yeah, it's probably why I'm being like that.
Well, because I think he's always been inconsistent. I don't think he's really been a consistent artist at all. And this was when he was doing EPs that were like 7 tracks, right?
I remember
and I would only take like a few of them from there. And I was like, yeah, these are really cool, and I think he's got potential, but I was not looking for a 20-track album. That's never what I was looking for, because what does he make? He makes love songs, songs about girls, and then he occasionally makes like the hard song, right? Like, and maybe that formula works for EPs, but it did not work for this, bro. Like, there's not enough topics about your love life that are interesting for me to keep tuned the entire time. And that's just the topics. I'm not even talking about the same like vocal inflections, the same sounding melodies, the same sounding beats almost. Like you can't even differentiate these songs apart from each other because the beats are just like the fucking same thing the entire time. It's wild. It's wild that he thought that this was acceptable to drop to the masses.
This is unacceptable.
Because it's really not, bro. It's really not. Like the biggest song on here is the 2 that were the singles, and then a song with Offset and Moneybagg Yo. Like, come on.
That was the features, man. Really putting him up.
It was the features putting him on, and there was a few tracks where he held his own. But man, we did not need this. We did not need this.
Yeah, I'm sticking to my stance on not being a Tjay fan after this one. I don't know. I just think that a lot of these younger rappers that like build a lot of hype with EPs or certain tracks, they just drop an album or drop a few albums after. I realize it's like y'all are not. It's not even like you're not even an album artist. It's like y'all make albums of a bunch of trash songs, and I only like one of them, and even that one I like, it's not even crazy to me. It's like y'all just throwing shit out.
Why y'all giving this little nigga so much attention, bro? Y'all still talking about this little nigga?
I mean, we ain't talking about YB and Amir. We started on that one. That nigga album was trash. These artists like that, bro. It's like they be coming up, they be acting hard, they make blended songs. It's like they try to be versatile, like they try to do too much. It's like you're not really that type of artist. Just make EPs, make singles. Like don't this album is not needed. It's not needed.
And it's only for the podcast purposes that I listen to this. I would not have listened to this if it wasn't for the podcast. Man.
This nigga don't listen to anything.
We do it for y'all.
I believe him.
We really do this for y'all.
Yeah.
Like, how sincere he looks.
That we do this for y'all, bro, because this is garbage. Like that nigga, that is so it's
Yeah, you
bad.
talking my phone? Yeah, no, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Now it's
Hey,
annoying.
Born to Be
After
Great
some
was
albums
okay.
on. Which one?
Born to Be Great was okay though.
Okay, you slapping on?
So
Was
was
born to be great.
Yeah, he has a song or two. I'll be slapping some of his stuff.
Right, it's like a couple, you know what I'm saying? But
It's
that's
not.
it, bro. Yeah, that nigga's trash.
what you want to do? That was a good song. All right. Hey, Willow dropped a track. You know, we hip hop babies, but we dabble in some other genres, you dig? We about to get into this transparent soul. Yeah, come
It's
on.
transparency. Come on, bro. Get it
Transparent soul is the
right.
name of the track.
But in the song she goes transparency.
She actually doesn't, because if you look at the lyrics, it says transparent soul because it's the name of the track. And this
nigga, but it's she says I'm about to play the song right
nigga.
now, bro.
No, nigga.
I'm trying to hear it. Yeah, that's the lyrics.
That's the lyrics. All right,
this is the lyrics.
Transparency.
No. I don't think you saw the part of the lyrics where it said transparent soul on the hook.
All right, well, I'll go in, bro. I liked it. No kizzy, bro. I like it, bro. I you know, it's different. Remind me of Paramore, and you know, it's something that I can definitely see her getting into. I can see Will Smith kids. They a little different. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it nice. They different to say the least. This is definitely something I can see them dabbling in, and I don't think it's bad at all. Like, I'm not a rock fan. I don't listen to rock, but this is sketchy. It's like this is something I would picture in a 2000s movie. You know what I'm saying? The high school scene. They're walking through the hallway right now. And she's playing the song playing right now. You know what I'm saying? It's cool.
It definitely gives the vibe of I'm in high school and I just started dealing with fake friends and I'm going to write a rock song about it.
Yeah, exactly. exactly.
That angst in that track. Yeah, you feel it.
Oh, man. But, honestly, it's okay.
Can't say it's horrible.
It's okay for what it is, but
right.
But the influences are so great that you can't really hear Willow. Like, it's just like I don't feel like I'm listening to Willow. I'm just
Who do you think it is when you first hear it?
Like you said, it's like almost like Paramore or something, like somebody in the 2000s with that pop punk type shit.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is. And I'm like, I'm not digging with it. Like, this is not.
I played it for 4 people. And they all thought it was Paramore. No kizzy. All thought of first guess. Is this Paramore? She sounds like she don't sound like it, but just the influences, it just sounds like Paramore. I ain't gonna lie though.
Not as good as Paramore though.
No, you know what I'm saying? But come on, let's be real. When black folks say they like Paramore, they only like one song. There's
a few.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you tell that, man.
Go ahead, Ray. Go ahead. Speak on this.
Yeah, this is our rock enthusiast here. This is our rock enthusiast.
I always say all that, but I'm still a rock connoisseur. You feel me? I check out rock projects every once in a while.
Rock connoisseur.
And I just feel like this was like a generic, like you said, like it's just a generic rock track. This is what I'm saying. Like I feel like when people in other genres mess with Travis Barker, great drummer. Shout out to Blink-182. Legend. He's done a bunch of collab projects. He even did one with O3 Greedo not too long ago that I kind of checked out. Like he works with a bunch of rap artists. It's dope to see him showing love to hip hop, collaborating and stuff. But sometimes when people just get Travis Barker in the track, I know it's gonna be a generic rock track with a rapper or a singer trying to do rock that doesn't usually do this music. And it's maybe solid, it might be okay, but it's not gonna be great because they work with Travis Barker. I just why you do that, like what it's gonna be, because I feel like Travis Barker, he just be kind of phoning it in because he knows these aren't my usual listeners. And at this point, he's a known name, so people are gonna be like, "Oh, it's Travis Barker. What's his name? It's gonna be rock, rap. It's gonna be dirt or rock." And it's just like I didn't really get nothing from this track. I mean, it was dope to see her trying to be versatile. She was with her other album. I forgot what it was called. but it was more like her like being grown and like getting into deeper topics and stuff. So she seems to be experimental, like you said, with her and Jaden. They seem to be on that alternative vibe. So it's dope to see them actually experimenting and doing something different with their music. But with her, even with Jaden, but with her specifically, I'm not really vibing with it that much. It's too your influences are too much on your sleeve, and not only that, you're not really doing it that well. I liked her last sound more.
Yeah,
That's
her
me.
last album was cool.
Damn.
No,
It was
man,
cool.
I'd rather you just do
Hey,
that.
how old is Willow?
I don't know.
Probably
Younger
like 20.
though.
Probably
So,
like 20.
I'm saying it's dope to see if you're gonna experiment and stuff. Like if she's gonna do an album of this. I mean, I could if she's gonna do it, I'll check it out. Then hopefully it's good. I'm not a hater or anything. It's just I wasn't
ain't
really
finna check
heck
out
of
a
feeling
whole
this.
a whole Willow rock album. I'm not checking that. I'm not gonna check it. I mean, I'll I'll check it just to check, but I don't want to check it. But this song, bro, I really do like this. Like, I really mess with it. No kizzy.
La
I already
Maquina.
know. I thought you were gonna say
Conway the Machine.
Mm-hmm.
If AC ain't ready for this,
Mm-hmm. No, I'm ready. Mm-hmm.
okay, all right. Go ahead, break it
Yeah,
down.
start it off, man.
Break it
Start
down,
off.
super fan.
Yeah.
Wait.
His album last year was their number one album, wasn't it?
Yeah, that it was
So,
flames.
yeah, you gotta start it out.
This was not the same. Not the same. Conway was cool, but it was a little lackluster. I'm not sure what what the drawing board was on this album or this project, but it didn't hit the same. Like, I mean, he still had that gritty flow in there, you know what I'm saying? The features was cool for the most part. I don't know. It wasn't hitting like From a King to a God was. I don't think he was doing as much storytelling in this album as he was doing in From King to a God. But I mean, he's still spitting though. Like, there's no debating that. My nigga was in there still spitting. He was still in his bag, like, you know what I'm saying? But it just seemed like he wasn't as hungry on this album. So.
I don't think it was as thematic, and I think that's on purpose. He dropped something earlier this year, or like it was something that he dropped on Bandcamp, and that came out with Big Ghost. So Conway, I like that project maybe more than this. I like this project, but just like you said, it reminded me of Lulu, except Lulu was more of an EP, where it's like you got some solid tracks on here. The highlights, of course, like when they all get together, like SC Gang. The features were cool. I like them more than the plugs I met 2 features. And the reason why I'm comparing them is because like this is what Griselda has brought to the table so far this year, and we know what's going to happen. They're going to drop a few projects. Conway's probably going to drop another one. I wouldn't be surprised. Westside's going to probably drop 2. Let's see where Boldy's at. I can expect like 2 from Boldy. And it's cool to compare them because you're gonna get at this point now. I know I'm gonna get a few mid ones, a few like good ones with tracks, and I'm gonna get a highlight or 2, hopefully. And at this point, Griselda's no more. Like as I look through their music, I see more people listening to it every time. Every time they drop an album, I notice the friends who listen or like people tweeting about it is more people every time. So as they get more traction, I think they might feel more pressure to mix it up or to continue dropping. And I'm just hoping that like. Keep up. Like I need at least one super highlight album from y'all. Like don't drop in quality to maintain the rate you drop, because they even dropped that movie Conflicted in the album too. Like they've still been dropping a lot. So, and this is another example of that. Like it was solid, it was cool, and I got throw some songs in rotation, but I'm not stopping this hacker like I was
From King to a God.
From King to a God. But it wasn't trash. It wasn't trash.
Yeah,
it was good still. It was good.
It's not trash. It's definitely not trash. It's shorter.
For sure not.
It's shorter for sure, and it does not have the same impact and thematic value that From King to a God had. From King to God, he's talking about that's like a metaphor on himself, right? He was already the king, but now he's here. Now he's a god, and now he's gonna show you what he can really do. And that was a really cool moment for him. This is not nearly as close to being a moment. Not to mention the tie-ins to societal themes on like front lines and shit like that. And Armani just came out and we put her on Anza, and Anza was a banger, and all this
crazy.
Right? And Spurs 3, that like funky beat that he had.
Crazy.
Like a lot of cool moments on that album. And this album right here, I'm struggling to find the moment. where I'm like, yeah, this is that shit. Like he had KD. Like KD was cool. Like that was a really cool song. And where he's talking his shit just like KD does on Twitter, shit like that. Like that was cool. He had JID and Ludacris on the same track. Luda came and killed that. Jid, of course, killed that. And I was kind of surprised by Luda coming in and doing that shit. But hey, man, that's a legend right there. So I mean, whatever. I shouldn't have expected anything else. But yeah, and then Jay Skis was all over this album, and it was just like,
who produces?
beats me, bro.
I don't know.
It was probably a bunch of people.
But yeah,
I mean, there were some sprinkles in there that was just gems. You come on, bro. Like, I mean, Sister Abigail was crazy too. That beat, I don't know. That's why I'm asking who produced it. That beat was fire. Like, my nigga, like, man, if I was on a beat like that, I'd be talking about selling crack too. And I've never sold crack in my life.
The thing is, you know you're gonna get some solid production. You know you're gonna get some solid bars. It's just the thing is the difference with his other albums at this point is the highlights, and when they try to switch it up, does it work? Or you just
does it work,
like,
or is it
does it work? Does it or does it not work? Pretty much, because at this point, like I know, like we always say, we know what we're gonna get, but it's like like with Bodie and the Real Bad, or was it Real Bad Man? Real Bad? What is it? Fuck.
Real Bad Boldy.
Real Bad Bodie. Okay, let's look at that part. Real Bad Bodie. It was the same Bodie in a sense, but he switched it up as far as like I feel like the beats were more upbeat. The samples he used were a little different because that producer brought a little different edge to it. And that's why y'all like that project so much. And I did as well. When they find a way to keep it OG, but switch it up and bring a different spice to it, I feel like what made Conway's project so special is that Conway's a rapper, but on that project, he showed he can make songs. I'm not saying he always can make songs, but he made songs like lyrical songs about what's going on. It was dope to see because usually with them, it'll just be bars and dope beats. And that's kind of what this was to me. With better features, with bigger features. And then, like you said,
that's kind of what I was going to say is like he took a step forward from King to a God. And then this one, it feels like he almost took a step back, like towards like what he was doing before. And he didn't actually add anything to the table this time. So it wasn't as like crazy to us because like, yeah, we know you do this, nigga. Like you do this shit. Like that makes sense. But I need you to keep taking steps forward. Like do something different. Like Boldy did with like, you know, getting an executive producer that's going to change your whole sound, or, you know, you show us you can make songs. Now, I don't know, do some singing or something. I don't know, nigga, like something.
I don't think he took a step back. I think he has projects in two different lanes, right? I think he has that he's in one lane where he's showing you that he can make a cohesive album, you know, tell stories, and then he has a lane where he's just like, bro, I'm just spitting, like I just come out here and spit. And like you said, Lulu was not like an EP where he was just spitting on bars. This is better than Lulu, 100%.
Yeah, so now, Lulu was like an EP, wasn't it? I think, or a short project.
5 tracks, I think. Yeah,
this was you know what I'm saying? More of that. Yeah.
But this was on that seat. Now this was in the lane of Lulu, where he's just like, look, nigga, I'm even getting better at just spitting. Like, and he is like, this was better than Lulu. So like, there's two different lanes. So I wouldn't say he's, you know, not progressing. He's progressing in two different lanes. Like he's progressing in album making and making songs, like Ray, how you mentioned, and he's progressing to just spitting.
And I also just think like now they're kind of flexing what features they can get, like getting Luda. Like they're, which is dope to see. But it's like I think they're gonna figure out what, like, I think they're still working with that. They're finding what features work. Like you said, like Luda really worked. JID, I hope they make more tracks again. I want to hear them with Benny or something as well. Like obviously, I think they're finding out like, okay, we can reach out to these people and this will work and this won't, because they did the Dreamville sessions, so that's probably a connection they made. Like they're building connections and they're finding out, okay,
these niggas hot.
We can get French Montana, but should we get French Montana? Hopefully not from now on. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
but they're learning, like, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that.
They're testing their reach.
I can't get Big Sean because Freddie Gibbs got Big Sean, and that was dope on Four Things. But on your track, it wasn't as impressive.
God,
but
damn.
I mean, you get Big Sean, so you know you're gonna get a lot of streams just because Big Sean's on your track.
French just catching smoke out of nowhere, bro.
But I had to do that because it's just one of the things where it's like, you can get him, but do you want him? It's like, right, you maybe can get Birdman on your track, but do you really want Birdman on your track?
They testing that cloud. They testing their clout, which is it's a dope thing because I mean, especially if they're on their come up, they just want to see how much they really coming up. I get it. If I was in the same situation, I'd be like, man, could I reach out and get this big person, big artist? Could I do this? Doesn't mean you need to get them on there, like you've been saying, right? But I mean, it's just dope to see that you can. And like you said, they're testing out, seeing that okay, I can get them. Let me see if I put them on the track, how it's gonna work. It works sometimes and it doesn't. But shout out to them, bro. They hot. They going up, bro. Like for real. That's crazy. They hustling.
You were speaking of Freddie. We haven't talked about Big Boss Rabbit yet, so you know
that nigga spazzed.
We got to get into that. That shit is crazy. He's got so many iconic songs where it's just like the flow is nuts. Like this is reminiscent of like God is Perfect type flow. Like nobody could do that shit except for Freddie. Nobody could do that shit. So hard. I can't wait for this next album, man. The Gang Signs, the Big Boss Rabbit, that's the 2 lead singles. This shit's gonna be fire. Holy shit.
If these are throwaway tracks, think about that.
Are they throwaways or are they are they
like,
singles?
You know, sometimes with singles, like you don't know. Like sometimes they'll say this is my lead.
They don't make the album most times.
Sometimes some they do. A lot of times singles make the album, but sometimes they don't. I don't know if this is I'm just saying, like, picture if these are throw, like picture if he dropped the album, these aren't even on the album. That's what I'm saying. Like these these tracks are dope. Cause think about it, Four Things was a little different. It didn't. I think that's definitely. I don't know if that's going to be connected because these ones obviously have like a little connection with the covers. So I'm liking what he's doing with the rabbit thing, the whole play on it, because he got banned from Instagram. He came back, Cocaine Bunny, Rabbit. You know what I'm saying? That's dope as fuck. And then for him to, I feel like he's getting a lot of attention, and like as far as like the after the beef with DJ Academic stuff like that, and he's capitalized on it fantastically. And he's dropping tracks that you can't argue are dope. It's just either you like the sound or not. Because in my opinion, there's nothing he can like. The flow is impeccable. The lyrics on this are dope. The hook on it was catchy to me. So the video was cool. He's flexing. Like Freddie Gibbs knows he's the shit now. Everyone's telling him he's the shit. And I bet every underground rapper he's working with, like they're hyped to get a feature from him at this point. Because you know what you're gonna get. And he's like a top tier underground rapper at this point. He's basically like Pusha T. Whereas like a lot of people probably want to work with him. They want to get a feature with him. He's doing songs with Big Sean and stuff. Like it's dope to see Freddie get love because he's been putting a lot of work in the game. And this track is basically him flexing it over the top because it's like, I deserve this, bro. From working with Jeezy, from all this, I'm a big ass boss nigga. I still made it, and I came up by myself at this point. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Boss shit, fucking wild.
Yeah, nigga spaz. Like, I mean, it's easy for him at this point. Like, he's really at the top of his game, and he knows it.
No, man,
you can feel the confidence in when he's spitting. Like he's confident. You know what I'm saying? He goes in confident, and it works.
You get nominated for
it works.
As a person, probably like he's still like he's not really on like no big ass deal or nothing like that. He's not on the radio like that. You get nominated for a Grammy and you lose to Nas. You were competing with Nas. I mean, you should have beat Nas, but the fact that you were even the name as Nas for a Grammy, and they basically gave it to Nas because of legacy.
The old head. Right,
legacy, and you damn near should have deserved that award, but you can't argue with it because it's Nas. But it's like, that must be crazy to even be put up like that with him. Because he probably, at one point, you got to think about it, bro, as an older rapper, as a person who you got put on by someone like Jeezy, and then it doesn't work out, you might think your career, you're never going to be like at this level. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying he thought like that, obviously he kept pushing, but like he made it and he's doing better than ever before. And it's crazy seeing the tracks show it. He's making tracks better than a lot of his classic older tracks that I even like. Like he's at his peak and he's old now at this point. It's kind of crazy to see. Like a lot of these rappers are showing like that shit don't matter. That shit does not matter. That's what I love, man. Keep doing it, Freddie. I'm excited to tell for this album.
Well, you talking about the older people that are making tough tracks. I mean, that's pretty much Griselda. Like Griselda, they ain't young. You feel me?
No, they've been doing it for a minute. Obviously,
them cats
like, yep.
Them cats is old. Like, but they just now hitting their prime, that's fire.
The internet, man, it's made it to where you can find different lanes and different avenues, and if you appeal to people, it's gonna find a way. So hopefully, it'll find a way to audience, and it can get traction.
Man. Yep. Keep on moving.
All right, y'all. So that pretty much wraps up this episode of Hip Hop Babies Pod. I appreciate y'all for checking us out. This shit was dope. This was a good episode. I love the topics and the conversation and everything. Hope y'all did too. Check out THHB Podcast on Twitter, THHB Podcast on gmail.com. Subscribe, YouTube. Check out our YouTube. We should be saying this in the beginning of videos, but I mean, we're dumb as fuck. Hit the like button, helps with the algorithm. You know, hit Ray's number. He's looking for some hoes. He's got
what is okay? Chillax.
Shout my nigga Ray. You need the hoes.
Shout out AC. If you need a Bible study group, hit up AC.
Yes.
Hey, that's no cap.
You feel me?
That's
no
cap.
kizzy. No kizzy.
No
kizzy. No kizzy. You know what I'm saying? Ask Ray. Ray, how's your gospel playlist going?
Oh yeah, I'll be bumping it, every other Sunday. You feel me?
Every other Sunday. We gonna try to bump them up to every Sunday, but it's okay. So start. You know what I'm saying?
Send me the link to the church, man. I need that, Bob and Frank.
Right, you get it. You get it. But y'all, tap in with me. Bible studies. Anytime you need some prayer, hit me up. We got it. You know what I'm saying? And for y'all your fitness needs, check it out. Big Cars Fitness. We do that. You know what I'm saying? We get you nice and big. You know what I'm saying? Ask Deadly. He used to be big before quarantine.
I used to be big, bro.
He was getting big.
He was getting big. Now I'm anorexic.
Hey, but no kizzy. Thank you to y'all checking us out, man. We appreciate y'all tuning in every time we drop. We know we drop a little inconsistent, but we're getting on a consistent basis now. We're gonna try to, work it out. You know what I'm saying? We've been a little busy. We outside. You know what I'm saying? But
you sound like Flight, bro. How many? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Hey, check us out, bro. Appreciate y'all. Subscribe, like, all that good stuff.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep, you already know what I gotta say. Same thing. We appreciate y'all. We trying to keep coming with these episodes. And like I said, join the Discord. That's gonna be in the link tree that you probably clicked to listen to this episode, I'm assuming, unless you have us subscribed or you have the notifications on. If you do, I appreciate that. We all do. We all out here trying to hustle and make it and wiggle around. That's why we busy. Like AC said, we busy. We young black men trying to hustle and get up. You feel me? Any way possible. And we appreciate y'all spending the time because we know time is money. Time is important to check in and tap in with us. If you want to send us stuff, you know what to do. Hit up the Instagram. You can hit us up personally. You can hit up the email. All of it will be connected to our accounts and in the description. Thank you for watching the visuals. Y'all been checking the visuals. You want to give me feedback on my editing or anything while Deadly flexes. Hit me as well. Like we appreciate any feedback, any conversation you want to have with us regarding the podcast. I don't know why they're flexing, but yeah, man, just know we coming up and we want to come up with y'all. We want to build a community, as I say. Thank y'all.
Hey, King, what time is it, King?
It's y'all.
I can't even read this shit, nigga. What you talking about?
Hey, but no kizzy. Thank you to y'all checking us out, man. We really appreciate that. That's love, bro, for real. So.
Peace.
Peace.